on financial reform. You see, I've been wanting to get this out off my chest for the last week. So now that all of this is done, and Blanche Lincoln, who had put together the tough derivatives reform in the first place, can show her true colors again. So she has proposed a new bill on the estate tax, along with John Kyle, a Republican, so it is bipartisan, right? So the old estate tax, before the Bush folks came in, was 55%, right? So if you pass away and you have and you can have a personal exemption of $3.5 million, and that applies for example, the wife and the husband. So if as a couple you're beyond $7 million, what is above $7 million, not the initial $7 million, what is above $7 million would get taxed at 55%. Now the Bush people knocked that down to 45%, and then said, oh, by the way, randomly in the year 2010, because they wanted it to be permanent, so it's not, of course, random, you will have no estate tax. So today there's no estate tax. In fact, a billionaire died this year, and his family walked away with all the money. And remember, he earned the money, not the family. Conrad Hilton earned the money, as an example, not Paris Hilton. Now, if Conrad Hilton had passed away this year, Paris Hilton would get all the money for free, even though she didn't do a day's work for it, right? So that was a Republican plan, and they hoped that, well, maybe it'll stick and they will stay at 0%. But in order to make it work budgetarily, it had to come back up to 55% in the next year. So here comes Kyle and Lincoln, and they want to regulate on this, and they say, okay, we got to compromise. We'd like to make the personal exemption $5 million, so for couples that would be $10 million. So the first $10 million not touched for the couple, okay? So after that, we'd like the new rate to be 35%. Now wait a minute, how's that a compromise? The Bush guys had it at 45%. You're going to make it lower than the Bush people. Well, for a year it was 0%, so, you know, we're compromising. That's not a compromise. That allows the descendants of rich people to continue being rich when not having earned any of the money. Remember, look, the Rockefellers gave away, their estate tax was 90%. You know what we did with that 90%? We built bridges and dams, and we built the infrastructure of this country. We built a middle class of this country, right? And what happened to the Rockefellers, who had to live on only 10%? They're still massively rich to this day, and they gave away a lot to charity. It was plenty of money, right? So these guys are going to let billions of dollars walk away so that the richest people in America, who didn't even initially earn it, get to keep it all, okay? Or at least in this case, get to keep 65% of the money after the initial $10 million that's free. Now, by the way, why is Blanche Lincoln, a so-called Democrat, doing this? First of all, she's not a progressive in any way, shape, or form. She's a corporatist. She's always been a corporatist. But in this case, specifically, you know who lives in Arkansas, her home state? The Walton family, who owns Walmart. And the Walton family has been fighting for killing the estate tax or lowering the estate tax for decades. Why? Because they stand to make more money than anyone else in the country if the estate tax is lowered. They would save billions upon billions of dollars. Now, you think their contributions to Blanche Lincoln's political campaigns might have had something to do with her position? Gee, I wonder. Okay, so now here comes that world of pain. And if Obama accepts this so-called compromise and lowers the estate tax to 35%, all the good folks at Daily Kos and otherwise, all the people who are still on Team Democrat, really? 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 I mean, I don't know what to ask you. How can you explain it? Now, it hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened yet. These are the good Democrats like Blanche Lincoln, who a lot of those Democrats and Obama fought for, proposing this. Let's see where it goes. Okay, I fear.